Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about Spider-Man the Animated Series, Season 1, Sting of the Scorpion. This is one of my favorite episodes and one of my favorite villains. It's ironic how Scorpion has barely been seen in any other medium. I don't think he was in Spectacular Spider-Man. He might have been in Ultimate Spider-Man, but I really didn't follow that too much. I know he was in the Spider-Verse movie, but really didn't have that big of a role. And he's never really been in live action other than his human civilian form. And we don't get much about him other than that he's just some kind of like thug gangster in prison and stuff with a bunch of like tattoos and stuff. But we've never got this dude in live action. And it makes me wonder when the MCU finally brings him into like their movies, makes me wonder what his costume is gonna look like. I hope it doesn't look nothing like the one from the Spider-Verse, because I hated that costume. But his original costume is pretty cool and stuff. And so this Matt Gargan is a bit of a slump of a man who always gets made fun of. So in this episode, we see Peter and we see Felicia, and she wanting to hang out with like Peter, kind of like a date type thing. She's really starting to like him and stuff. I swear, man, Peter gets all the girls, and he's just like a nerdy dude, you know. And so like I think he sees some like thugs trying to rob something, so he swings into action and he stops them, and he just like insults them and stuff like that. Well, at some point he sees, no, wait, is this, no, I'm thinking of the Mysterio one probably. Anyway, he's with Felicia and he sees this slimy type dude who's like stalking him. Or maybe he did stop those thugs. I really can't remember. So anyway, if he did stop these thugs, he's just like, insulting them and stuff like that. So then when he's back with Felicia, he sees these like this dude like staring at him and stuff and walking away. And so he chases this dude down in his Spider-Man outfit and he webs him up and he makes fun of him and everything. And Matt Gargan just hates being made fun of and stuff. And so he doesn't know who this dude is. Well, when he's at like his job and everything, yeah, that's right, he did stop some thugs and stuff because he had to give the pictures to Jonah. And it's cool how he stops them, like he's upside down. They're trying to like punch him. He's swaying from one side to another. Very Spider-Man like, And so like Robertson and them want to know like how does he always gets like these amazing pictures and stuff like that, and of course he's not going to tell nobody and everything. Which, you know what, that's something that's always bugged me about the Garfield and Holland Spider-Man, is that we never see him set up his camera, never see him take pictures, because he doesn't work for a newspaper organization. They really tried to strip him down of what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man when they try to make him different from the Sam Raimi one. But you just can't do that. You have to make him Spider-Man. Just like with every Batman adaptation, they have to make him a billionaire and stuff, And his parents died. So anyway, he sees that slump of a man, Matt Gargan, like going to Jameson's office. So in his Spider-Man costume, he wants to know what's going on. He overhears them. Jameson hired him to follow Peter so that he could find out Spider-Man's hangout. So to throw them off his trail, he webs up like Gargan, and after he's being paid and stuff, and then he tells Jameson, like, if you see Parker, get him like a message for him, you know what I'm saying? Trying to throw him off the trail, talking about if I see him again, I'll pound him or something like that. And so Jameson's kind of like, I get the picture and stuff. And we see flashbacks of Jameson and something's going on in his past. And he's really distraught. So it's like, what's going on with Jameson? Well, we're finally going to understand why he hates Spider-Man so much. And so he tells Matt, like, how would you like to get even with Spider-Man? And he said something I was surprised. He saw, like, he'll kill for it. I'm thinking, wow, they never use the word kill in Spider-Man because they're not allowed. That's why the villains always say they'll destroy Spider-Man, because the censors won't allow the word kill. So he takes Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, but he takes Matt to this laboratory with this man named Stillwell. Has the, what is it called? The Neogenesis Recombinator. Boy, I love that thing in this series. They're gonna infuse Gargan with that of a scorpion because it's one of the natural predators of a spider, and they gave him like a scorpion suit. And so they're gonna rewrite his DNA and everything. And Jameson is the one like backing all of this. So next thing you know, they turn the machine on and he turns into that of the scorpion. His voice even changes once he gets more like muscles and stuff. So it's like Jameson literally created a supervillain. Or he's not a supervillain yet. So he goes, he finds Spider-Man, he whoops his behind and everything. He has like acid that shoots out from his tail. Spider-Man is no match for this dude. And then something happens to Scorpion. His stomach starts to hurt. He's in pain and everything. His skin is starting to turn, his human skin is starting to turn green. Because the only part where you can see his human skin is like around the eyes and the mouth. So it's like, what's going on? Well, it's pretty obvious. The Neogenesis thing literally rewrote his DNA to where he literally bonded with that of a scorpion. So when he goes back to Stillwell and everything, he realizes that he's no longer human and stuff. He will always be fused with that of a scorpion DNA. And he's getting larger and larger in size for some reason. So he's upset. And I think he might kidnap Jameson. I'm not really sure. But I know at some point Jameson does like tag along and everything. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's upset. Gargan's upset, he busts through, and the next thing you know, he's wreaking havoc on the city and everything. And so when Jameson goes back to his office, Robinson tells him that, and he's all like, you know, I created this monster, and he's all like, why in the world would you do that? And he tells him his backstory now. Finally, we get to know. So, when Jameson was younger, he was trailing this crime lord and everything. He told him to back off. He didn't. He hired some man and like a mask and with a fedora hat. And then he shot Jameson's wife. So Jameson hates everybody who wears a mask and takes the law in their own hands and stuff. And that's why he hates Spider-Man. What's crazy about this, the people at Marvel must have saw this like the villain dude, because okay, the person who killed Jameson's wife, you only see him in silhouette. It's like a black mask and fedora hat and big white eyes that look like Spider-Man eyes. That is the look they use for Spider-Man Noir and everything. I'm telling you, man, John Shimper, man, he created a lot of stuff when it comes to Spider-Man lore. And so like at some point in time, I forget how, but Spider-Man, like, and Jameson, I don't know what happens, but somehow they get entangled in that of Scorpion. And Scorpion, I think, like, kidnaps Jameson or something like that. And he's all like, he's gonna reverse the process of what created him. I think maybe Scorpion went to Jameson, and then that's when he kidnapped him. And then, so Spider-Man tagged along and everything. He's gonna go to a nuclear power plant because he thinks that like radiation is the thing that created him. So maybe radiation will reverse the process. It won't. So anyway, he busts through like the nuclear power plant. He's messing with a lot of like buttons and everything. How does he know how to use it? I don't know. And so Spider-Man's there and he's trying to stop him the best way he can. And then he realizes that Scorpion has started the thing that like supposed to like, you know, leak out radiation to like the city and stuff. And so he's explaining all this to Jameson, and he has to figure out which button it is to stop it. Well, he figures it's just gonna be a red button because why not? You know, it's always the red button, he says. And Jameson is starting to realize that Spider-Man is a genius and he doesn't understand how. And so, you know, Spider-Man has to stop letting that stuff slip because both him and Peter Parker are geniuses and stuff. And nobody knew that about Spider-Man at the time. So as he's fighting Matt, like he realizes he needs to get the controls, but he can't. Because I think maybe the acid like destroyed the control, so he has to do it some other way. So in order to, no, I remember, he can't get to the button, so he has to distract him because somebody has to get to that button. So what he does is he just makes fun of Matt because he knows he hates that. So Matt charges at him. He uses his tail to try to stab at him, but it goes into like the computer panel, and he gets like electrocuted. So Jameson hits the red button, and the day is saved. Peter's all like, we made like a great team and everything, but Jameson's all like, I still hate your guts, and I'm not gonna stop until you're unmasked. And so like, no matter what, Jameson will never like Spider-Man because he hates all masked people, And so like, trying to think. So Scorpion stays his huge way with his huge form and his green skin. But then when we see him next time, I forget what happens exactly, but I think somebody uses probably the neogenic recombinate to kind of like reduce his size and everything and gives him back his like, human skin underneath. Either that or it just happens automatically and is never explained. But basically, he's not so much a villain. He's more like a hench villain. Like he's a super villain, but people just hire him to do bad stuff and to steal money or to steal this or kill this person. And that's really all he is, the hired hand and stuff. But he's one of the coolest villains and one of the coolest designs like ever. And in the comics, he becomes the new Venom and everything. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.